Hello guys, it's me again, Bonchan, and it's been a while since I uploaded an mlbb related content, and today we're going to talk about not MPLPH power rankings, but we're going to talk about MPL Indonesia Season 10 power rankings. Well, you will be wondering why I'm speaking in English because some of our viewers are requesting for a subtitle. However, I found it that it will consume a lot of my time if I will do subtitles manually. So I just decided to speak in English so our fellow Indonesian players and fans would be able to understand. And it's been a part of our training to do at least a round robin to MPL Indonesian teams, and some of them we already screamed them thrice, some of them just once. So that will be my basis since we just finished screaming all of them just yesterday. So why we are doing that? Why we are screaming MPL Indonesian teams at least a single round robin, or so that we can easily adjust in facing different teams' play style. Because if we will just scream, like for example, we all knew that RQ is a powerhouse team, and if we will just scream them 3 to 4 times a week, then we will just adapt, or we will just learn how they play. How about when we face a different team? So it's also a training on how we can easily how we can easily adjust in facing a team with different play styles. Oops, I think I will just stop there. I think we're going on revealing the code. So I will just stop there. Let's just go ahead and proceed with our power rankings. All right, let's go. My criteria would be how they play, their synergy, if their playstyle is systematic or just reacting to what we are doing, and maybe the least would be our score. A disclaimer, I won't reveal anything in this video. I won't tell how they draft. I won't going to discuss how they play, what's their strategy. I'm not going to reveal anything. This is just a pure power rankings, okay? No confidential information with regards to their gameplay or other stuff will be revealed in this video. Alright? And I know my layout is not that good because I'm not that good in designing, okay? I did it for about 20 minutes. I know it's ugly, but please appreciate it. I know how to use some formulas, but with regards in designing, I would be rank 8. So just don't mind the template or the layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our team that I will be placing in 8th place. So I'm going to place Geek Fam in 8th place. Why? Because I think they are still in the period of adjustment. And we all know that I'm not sure if Baloyski would there be their new captain, because Baloyski's captain material. He's a quality leader. He brought Sunsparks in their first back-to-back MPL championship. He brought Onyx PH into their third finals appearance, and he brought Onyx PH in their second World M3 entry. And I think if Baloyski would be the captain in this team, the problem that they will face is about language barrier. Why? Because Baloyski if you're a captain, most probably you will be the shot caller. Not 100%, but most probably you will be the shot caller and the playmaker, and you will be the speaker, and some of your teammates will just be the listener. Now the problem is majority of them is Indonesian, and um, their captain would be a Filipino. So the worst problem that they will be facing is the language barrier. So how can you be an efficient speaker if your listener can barely understand you? And I'm not sure. I'm just assuming because when we face them, it doesn't show what's their own team identity because every team has their own identity. Like for example, if you will say okay, let's say blacklist. Okay, if you will say blacklist, so what will come to your mind when you say blacklist? So it's ube, right? So that's our own identity. If you say RRQ, what's the first thing that will come to your mind if you say RRQ? It's about their flashy moves, their their outplaying potentials, right? It's their early potential. So every team has their own identity, and Geek Fam, I think, is still under the process of finding their own identity. If they will assign Baloyski as their captain, then they will be on a period of adjustment their language. Maybe getting an interpreter would solve it. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming. So next team that I will put in rank 7. Okay, and I will put Rebellion in my rank 7. Why? The same description as Geek Fam. I can't even find what's their new or old identity. But what I miss most about Rebellion Genflix, I'm not. Is this still Genflix? Rebellion Genflix or just Rebellion? I'm not sure. So in their logo, it's just showing that it's Rebellion. Maybe it's just Rebellion. What I love about Rebellion is their S7 lineup. Do you remember that lineup that reached the third place last MPL season 7? They are once become one of our scrim partners, especially last season 7. And we're happy about them when they already reaching the third, and at some point we're rooting that they will reach the finals because as I mentioned, it's we've been screaming with them so often last season 7, and I'm not saying that we are the reason why they reach the third, but it's their hard work. But we're just so sad that when it comes season 8, it's just a whole new roster are already doing good in season 7, but suddenly they changed the whole roster. I'm not sure if there's some original players left with their lineup, but I can still remember telling Dexter to scream those underdog teams, not those powerhouse teams, because we knew that we are already shaping the meta, and all the other teams are started using or trying to execute our own meta. Yeah, I think you guys still remember when we still have S10 as the main 5 in season 7, when we have the tank plus utility meta, the tank plus Estes, the Matilda plus tank. When Uncle Essen first introduced Franco, yeah, it's still fresh. And that time, the powerhouse teams are Alter Ego, Onyx Esports, and the teams that we screamed the most was one of them is Genflix, EVOS, and RRQ. Yeah, that's I can still remember that. That's the 3 teams we screamed the most in season 7. We want other underdog teams to improve and take it to another level. And what happened that time is Evos got the championship along with the BTR, and then the third was Genflix. The same thing. It's the same problem that they have GeekFam, that they still don't have their own identity. I just can't even remember what's their signature hero or the most pick hero. While if you will compare to other team, like for example, if you will say Aura, they're one of the pioneer of tank jungle, and they are the one who spam Karina. So with Geek Fam, it's understandable that they are still under adjustments because of their new players. But with Rebellion, I'm not pretty sure why they can't still show their signature or signature play or signature hero or their own identity. Maybe this season would already show them what they've got. But for now, I will just put them in a 7th place. But I hope they prove me wrong and show better than last season. Verse 6, I'm gonna put Alter Ego. Why? Because I think Alter Ego was able to retain their playstyle. The same playstyle that brought them to the playoffs. And I think what they need to do is just polish and strengthen their own strength. Okay, what's good about them is their early game potential. They are good in early. However, their decision making, or rather, I can say their shot calling when it comes to crucial moments, is their biggest weakness. But rather than that, maybe they just can focus on their strength, not or on their own weakness. And in the 6th place, overall, they are good, and they just need to polish their own strength and not focus on their weaknesses. That's all I can say about Alter Ego. As I said earlier, I don't want to reveal any info, drafts, or gameplay with these teams. So let's just go ahead and proceed with our 5th team. I think I'm gonna put this one on the 5th rankings. Yes, Onyx Esports. Why? How can I say this? I know Kyrie is a big addition to this team, but when we scrimmed with them, when we played with them, I think I think some of them, or majority of them, still wants to play the same play style that they have in the past MPL seasons, like a slow pace to moderate pace kind of game, while some of them already want to change the play style to a newer pace, or to a faster pace. You know what I mean? Just Kyrie is a flashy player that you can compare to Albert, that you can compare to who else? To Versick, which has the fast-paced kind of gameplay. And what I see about Onyx Esports is some of them trying to bring back the same game style or the same gameplay that they have in the past few seasons, while, or I can just simply say, they should find a way to unlock Kyrie's full potential. Yeah, I can say that maybe they should just meet halfway. If before Onyx is playing from slow to moderate pacing, maybe now they can just adjust a little bit more so they can unlock Kyrie's potential. We can just wait, or maybe uh, when we have a scrim with Onyx Esports, maybe they are just trying to do or experimenting some heroes, or maybe having a bad day. I'm not sure because they just we just screamed them once, and as I mentioned earlier, I will just base on how they play, their synergy, and the last would be our score with them. But I won't reveal the score. And at number 4, I'm going to put Bigatron Alpha. Yes, I'm going to put BTR at number 4. Why? Because when we screamed them, I'm not sure, but it feels like we're playing up against a Filipino team. Why? Because of their draft. I think it's a Filipino inspired draft. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not really sure who their new coach is. But as far as I know, it's no longer Coach Age or Age. How can you pronounce Age or Age? As far as I know, he's no longer the coach of BDR. But when we scream with them, it feels like we are up against a Filipino team, especially with their drafts. Because if you're a Filipino team, you will notice the difference when you're screaming with Indonesian and Filipino team, especially with their draft, with their hero hierarchy. You will notice that if they first pick this hero, you will know that they are Filipino. If a team prioritizes this hero, you will know that they are Indonesian. Yeah. There's a different, I can say that there's a completely different meta with the Philippines and Indonesia. And that's why I'm putting BDR in number 4, because the way they play, with their drafting style, it feels like we're up against a Filipino team. I still don't have any idea, and especially with their position 4, I'm not sure who their player is, because when we scrim with them, they're using a different IGNs. They're using a different names, and we're really not sure who, if that is still their old lineup or same lineup. But when we ask them, they don't want to say who they are. But man, we're just going to use it for data. We're not going to reveal who your full lineup is. We are not MPLPH who rebuild our roster before us. So when we ask them who their lineup is just for data gathering purposes, they won't tell us. So I'm not really sure with their lineup. But it feels like we're up against a Filipino team. And for number 3, I'm going to put Aura Esports. Aura Fire. What's their full name of their team? Is it Aura Fire? Aura Esports? No, let's just say Aura. Okay. Why? This is the team we've been rooting to reach at least the finals last season, because we love the uniqueness of their play style, how they maximize the use of tanks, and they are the pioneer of tank junglers. Like, they are the pioneer of using Baksha, of spamming Karina, and last season we are rooting them to at least reach the finals. We love how they play. They have a unique gameplay among these 8 MPL Indonesian teams. They maximize the use of tank heroes. I remember one time when they fought, I think it's RRQ, when they use 3 tank heroes. I can't remember which team they faced, but I remember that they used three tank heroes and they won. So this is the kind of team has their that has their own identity. The team that already found their own identity, and because of their uniqueness, I'm going to put them in number 3. And I hope this time they would be able to reach the grand finals, because they are one of the unique teams in MPL Indonesia. So let's go and put our number 2 team, which is here you go. It's RQ, and of course the only team remaining is EVOS. Maybe some of you guys will just say you're biased because you came from EVOS. No, no, no. I'm not biased. As I said earlier, I will just base my criteria would be their synergy, their play style, and the least would be our score. And with these teams, with EVOS and RRQ, what I can say is they should be tied at least in number 1. But the tiebreaker is our score in our scrim. Yeah, EVOS scored better than RRQ when we play with them, so that would be my tiebreaker. But as far as I know, they are tied in number 1. They have their own identity. They have their synergy. The signature heroes still there. Versick is doing better. Albert is still Albert. You know, when you when you said Albert, I know it's all about the flash plays, those outplayed, those highlights, and same as Versick. But the only problem is when it comes to crucial moment, Versick tends to do some errors, especially in crucial moments, which I think he already matured, because I think this is his 3rd season, right? And I think he's been doing great. And I'm not biased. I'm not biased because I put EVOS in first, not because I came from this org, but because the tiebreaker would be our score with them. And yeah, I can really say that EVOS and RQ are tied in terms of synergy, playstyle, hero pool, and I think that's it. I'm restricting myself on revealing some information, which is, I know it's confidential. So yeah, this is my power rankings, and I hope Geekfam and Rebellion won't get mad at me, and I hope they prove me wrong, because there's still so many factors when doing some power rankings, especially what if when we play with them they're just experimenting, or maybe they're just having a bad day, or just trying to sort everything. There's so many factors in doing these power rankings. This is not 100% accurate, but my basis would be our screams, and we just finished screaming all of them just yesterday, and some of them we already screamed them thrice, some of them twice, but at least all of them we were able to scream them once. I will give you a good example. When the SEA Games started, can you remember that? I know all of you guys still remember that Doggy said that we just have 10% chance against Indonesian teams. Well, he has his own basis, okay, and I can say that his basis is our screams, because uh, they are always beating us in screams. Why? Because that's the time that we're trying so much heroes. Can you remember the time that he posted what would Johnson, Wise Johnson, would be doing in international stage? Yeah, that's true. We tried Johnson Jungler, and at some point it worked. And my point is, he said we just have a 10% chance on beating Indonesia because of that result with our scream. They are always beating us, and that might be his basis. And same as my power rankings today, my only basis is our daily screams, and other teams changes also when it's already a tournament. They're becoming Super Saiyan or some sort of superheroes when it's already a tournament day or game day or official match. But for now, that's only my basis. The synergy, their game style, and how they draft. And lastly would be our score with them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe next time I will do some rankings with their respective roles. For now, I think we should do a one more round robin, a one more set of round robin scream with them, and hopefully we would be able to finish that before MPL start, so I can do a second batch of power rankings. And some Filipino viewers or some Filipino fans might ask why I'm not doing MPLPH rankings because I have no basis. Well, I can do some MPLPH power rankings, but my basis would be their previous performance last season. Maybe some other day before the MPLPH started, I will also do MPLPH power rankings. And I will put my team in number 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry with my layout, and I'm sorry with my English. I think I will do better next time, and that's it. Thank you for watching.